Asheshe bandera Nkosi ngizwi Nkosi ngizwi
Dale kunje. How are you guys? Welcome back to Switch Off South Africa. As always, I'm Nikki Nash, and today I'm in a very good mood. And yet again, I'm shooting on a Sunday. So, in case you guys don't know, majority of my reviews are on a Sunday. So, I think you guys are gonna start noticing because of the playlist. But we're not here for my playlist. We're here to speak about the Volvo XC40 Recharge single motor, the one that I'm in. And I'm going to tell you everything you need to know about this vehicle, from the extra look of the vehicle, intro look of the vehicle, and my full thoughts of the vehicle, and whether you should get this vehicle or get the EX30 or the C40 that I had on test sometime last year. So click the link in the description box below for that review. So speaking about the XC40, I've seen the XC40 on the road quite often. So when I saw this vehicle on pictures, I was not really amazed or really surprised by the vehicle, right? Until I got it on test, until I have it. Like right now, because I have it, it looks so good, especially the one I have. It reminds me so much of the C40. Yes, the C40 is based on this, so it does make sense. It looks good, especially the front. I like the front, and the wheels that those one are sitting on, they look very beautiful. They work for this vehicle, in my personal opinion. So I like that about the vehicle. The front end of the vehicle looks very good. Moving on to the side profile and the rear of the vehicle, yes, that's when you come and see that it's an SUV, compact SUV. So I personally, that's where I start not to like the vehicle. Not that it's a bad looking car or anything, just that because I've seen a C40 and I've had the C40 on test, I feel like that coupe style design, although it's not the best looking, for me, I kind of get that over this, because I'm just kind of tired of SUVs, because there's just too many SUVs. So I want something a bit different or a bit funkier, if that makes sense. So, but it looks good from the extra look of the vehicle. When you jump into the interior of the vehicle, you can tell that you're inside a Volvo. There is literally no difference from being in like a XC40, XC60, XC90. You can tell that they cut from the same cloth. It's just that now you just feel it's a bit smaller. Obviously, in this one, the gear lever is a bit different from a gear lever that you'll find in an XC60 or an XC90. But you get the exact same digital instrument cluster up front, which shows you your speed now on what it's currently set at. It shows me my power and charge, and then it also shows me my navigation. So as I'm driving now, it's showing me the streets I'm on, those type of things. I can change it, the layout, to however way it suits me, but I prefer it this way. And then you get the same found across the XC models, touchscreen infotainment system, which doesn't support wireless Apple CarPlay and wireless Android Auto. You need a cable. Luckily, the cable is Type-C. So yeah, the thing that I don't like about, and we'll speak more about the infotainment system, but staying on that part, is so this vehicle does not have a start button. So there is no start button in the vehicle. There's a part where in any other vehicle the start button is. So those cars is blanked out. You should be seeing the overplay video. So when you get in the vehicle, you just pop the car into drive, the car will move, reverse, the car will move. Now, the part that I don't like that has to do with the infotainment system is, like, for example, if I'm connected with Apple CarPlay and I'm playing music, then I open the door and I get off, I stand up, I get out the seat, the music will stop. So I don't like that, because, sometimes you just want to like boot with your CarPlay connected, but you can't. Or you just want to just chill outside the vehicle or whatever, but you can't. So now you're forced to connect via Bluetooth so that it can be able to play. So you won't be able to use CarPlay without you sitting on the vehicle, in your seat. Then that's where CarPlay engages. I understand why they did it, but for me personally, I don't like that. So it's a bit of a, they could have done better there. But yeah, when you go back to the infotainment system, it's the Android system. So those cars, you can connect it to a route. You can connect the car to a router, for example, load apps onto the infotainment system, and use the infotainment system. So there's no need for a phone. What I mean by that is, like, for example, this particular unit has a Huawei router, and you connect the car to the router. If it has data, you can download games, for example. You can play games, but you can't play games while the car is in motion. You need to be stationary. And Utsile actually does that a lot. He actually when he gets these vehicles, he downloads games, plays games, even as a long-termer from Volvo. So he actually goes really hard on trying to find out what you can do with the infotainment system in terms of the gameplays and all that stuff. So I saw that from him. You can do that. You can, if you use YouTube Music, for example, you can download YouTube Music onto the car and then use that. So you can choose music off YouTube Music in the car without having to go onto your phone and all that stuff. Obviously, you need to sign into the Google app Play Store and all that stuff. So I like that approach, because they are trying to move you away from being on your phone and using your phone for every single thing. So rather have your phone in the vehicle, right? But if you are not that type of person, like myself, I am not that type of person. I don't want to be using apps found within the vehicle, because for me, I feel like it's too much work. So I'd rather just go get a cable, connect it, use Apple CarPlay. That's how I do it. That's how I've been doing it. Every car I get, even if the car does support the way this Volvo is, I just use Apple CarPlay. Moving away from the infotainment system, on the side, because this car is from where? Sweden, right? There's even Swedish badges on the seats. On the doors, there is, I would like to believe it's countries, not countries, man. It's cities in Sweden. So on the door, on the dashboard, yeah, it shows you the city, the roads, all that stuff. I'd like to believe it's in Sweden, and yeah, so it's interesting. I like that element. They've made it interesting, giving you something with the vehicle. Very creative from Volvo. In the seats, you get these lovely seats. They feel good, nothing too fancy. They're heated seats, not ventilated, just heated seats, and yeah, I like that about the vehicle. They are not leather seats. What I think about that, for me, honestly, literally, as I'm speaking to you now, that's when I actually thought about the fact that they're not leather seats. I don't have a problem with that. They are fine. They get the job done for me personally. Moving on to the rear space. The car at the back is not really the most spacious of vehicles. So you might find that you need to be, if you want something bigger, XC40, just bump up. But you can't get an electric XC60, unfortunately, for now. I'd like to believe. So that's just the disadvantage. But then you go to the boot capacity, you get 460 liters of boot capacity. For me, for the size of the vehicle, I think that's decent enough. It'll get the job done for what you'd like to do with the vehicle. Now, the interesting part, we move on to the drive of the vehicle. So if you heard in the beginning, I said this is a single motor. So it has a single motor. There's a twin motor, the one that is found in the C40. So you can have the exact same power that I had in the C40, which was 300 kilowatts and 660 Newton meters of torque, and that thing is quick, right? You can get that in an XC40 recharge as well. You just opt for the twin motor. That vehicle costs, I think it's 1.2 million rand. The one I'm in is a single motor, and it costs 1.1 million rand. So the single motor produces 175 kilowatts and 330 Newton meters of torque. That is sufficient. It's enough power for, I feel like for the person buying the vehicle, it's enough power. You'll get the job done. You'll enjoy driving the vehicle as well. But for me, right, I've been blessed enough to drive multiple of electric vehicles. So electric vehicles have, see, I was about to speak about that. They have this instant kick, right? When you put your foot down, it immediately goes. So the way I'm going with this is that electric vehicles have this kick that gives you power immediately. So the one that I'm in does that for you, but the ones that I've driven does that for you, and it just keeps pulling, like it's just more power, it just keeps going. So in this one, if you're used to fast electric vehicles, this one will seem, quotation marks, slow for you. If you're used, okay, and I'm referencing this to the twin motor. If you're used to the twin motor Volvo and you get into this, you'll feel like this is slow. But if you haven't been in the C40 or the twin motor recharge, then you'll feel like this is actually quite quick. And for reference, because I know the C40, this one has not blown away with the power. And then I got my friends in the vehicle. I'm like, guys, let's go for a drive. I just want to just get your thoughts on electric cars and all that. So obviously, before they got in the vehicle, they were like, electric cars this, electric cars that. I put my foot down, the instant power they felt. Then they were like, actually, this thing is quick. In my mind, I'm like, okay. So I think if you're not used to electric car power, see, this is why I don't like bikers. You are cutting the lane. What if I bump you here, then you die? Anyway, if you're used to a lot of power, this will feel slow. If not, this will feel very quick. And for reference, this car does a 0 to 100 in 7.3 seconds. So food for thought for those that are very would like to know the numbers. let's move on to the pricing of the vehicle and why I do not agree with the price of this specific vehicle. So this car is priced at 1.1 million rand, and if you take that through the vehicle finance calculator from Change Car, then you finance this vehicle over a period of 5 years, which is 60 months. You're looking at paying, wait for it, 25,600. It is a lot of money, and you're paying for an outdated vehicle. Outdated quotation marks for me because of the touchscreen infotainment system. Nothing new here. Why I don't agree with the pricing is because an EX30, the new one, the new EX30 is the new model generation at Volvo that has the nice fancy touchscreen, a whole new different software. As you can tell, this one is outdated. It's much better and it's much cheaper. Looks wise, that thing looks beautiful, and so all the EX30 models. Listen to me carefully. All the EX30 models are cheaper, one, than the specific Volvo that I'm driving, and they are faster than this Volvo that I'm driving. So now I asked myself, what was Volvo thinking in terms of pricing of this vehicle? But I'm yet to drive an EX30. I've only seen it in person, so I'm yet to drive an EX30. The difference between the top of the range EX30 and this one is like what, 60 to 50,000 rand. I'm yet to drive that, and I just want to keep my comment of the pricing thing for now until I get the EX30 on test, so I can see is this Volvo. English. I need to put it properly. Is this Volvo worth being more expensive than the EX30? Maybe it's more expensive because of the size. I don't know. But to me, off pictures, I would like to believe the EX30 is the same size as this vehicle. But until I get the vehicle on test, that's when I'll be able to tell you if it is the same size or it's not the same size. But for now, I don't get why this vehicle is more expensive than the EX30, and I think I need to. That's where I leave my review and my food for thought for you guys, just to question yourself. Does that pricing kind of make sense? But I've told you a mouthful about this vehicle. I hope you guys are liking the content. Also, if you're wondering why some of the vehicles I drive when I'm shooting don't have the SOSA plates, it's because the areas I shoot in, for example, there's a lot of Karens, and those Karens don't like the fact I would stop near their houses and put on number plates. So it looks sus, it looks weird. It looks sus. You think I just stole the car, I'm changing plates, all that stuff. So I'm just tired of cops always pulling up to me, asking me what I'm doing. Then I need to explain what I do for a living and all that stuff. So I don't like that, unfortunately. So some cars will have number plates, some cars won't have number plates. But if I really want the car to have a number plate, I shall make a plan. So yeah, I hope you guys did like the content. I'm Nicky Nash from Citra, South Africa, in proud collaboration with Change Cars and all things motoring. Can't wait to see you guys at Festival of Motoring. What else? Festival of Motoring, Fuel Fest. I will be there. We will be there. You guys will be there too. If you're not there, unsubscribe from my channel. I'm lying. Don't do it. But yeah, I'm rambling now. I'll see you guys in the next video. I'm Nicky Nash, proud collaboration with Change Cars and all things motoring. I am signing out.